Hi everyone, I'm Angela. Welcome and welcome back to Angela's Fashion Mix. I hope you've all had a fantastic day and I thank you for being here. As always, I appreciate your time. So, with today's video, there is a lot to see and it's kind of a get to know me. I've done a get to know me a couple of times. The first one was probably about 4 years ago, and that was kind of my background, my growing up, and just kind of a follow up in a part two that was kind of brief, but you've never seen what I'm showing today. So there is home decor. There is what I've mentioned a couple times with regard to some things that we were doing around the house. There's still a couple things to do, but just want to share what we've done so far, and also with regard to event decorating. But just want to take you a little deeper into what that is, and also how I assist my real estate clients when it comes to things that we need to help with for picking countertops, flooring, those kinds of things. So I've got a little behind the scenes on a renovation with my partner. We're both at this appointment, so I'm showing a little bit of that.
And for those who've requested songs, a couple of songs.
It is a departure from fashion, but still, in some regards, it is color, combinations of colors. It is coordinating, and it is also pulling those things together with regard to creating a final look per se. Not fashion in that regard, but very much color combination and how those things play together. So I do hope you enjoy the video. It has been a while in getting things done here at the house. Just trying to make the decision that we felt like we're really gonna be pleased with once it was done, and not have to go back and redo things anytime soon. So, just some in-depth parts of what that looks like, and there are some things to come. So, somewhere over the next couple of months, hopefully, I will have all of those little things done. So they will be able to sit down and not do that anymore. But I hope you enjoy what you see. I hope you enjoy the video. And if you have not subscribed, and this is your first time here, I encourage you to go back and look at prior videos. There are a lot of videos out there, so take a look at those. Like and comment. I do appreciate that, and hopefully you'll see something here that encourages you to come back for the fashion videos. It's going to be warm here in Virginia this week, so we'll see how the looks go and come, and trying to stay cool. But that's where we are. Let's go see what we've been doing. is this shower component? Spray paint. I like this color, but I like it darker. I don't want brown. Wool rub bronze. And satin. Don't want satin. So this is the result of my painting of the chairs. I love the chairs. What I started out looking for was upholstered chairs, and I decided somewhere along the way that wherever I saw the chairs, I would know it when it hit me. Now, they of course have an upholstered seat, which I do love, but changing them from white to black made all the difference. So when I saw them, I immediately knew that in black they would be the perfect chairs, and I'm so glad I went with them, and they were such a deal. Also, we changed the light fixture, and it took a while on the light fixture as well. We've been wanting to change the fixture that had been in the house since we built it almost 23 years ago, and light fixtures are hard for me. And we saw this one, we liked it. We found it at Home Depot. I looked at it a couple of times and finally decided that it was a good option. Now, it's going to look better once I change the window treatments. Those are the next step in this progress of changes. These have been here for years, but we started with this color based on some of this being in the Decor color at the time. But now that I've transitioned to more black in the Decor, I'm having a really hard time finding fabric. I made these. I made the cornice board, the wood behind it, all of that. I made all of this. I'm having a really hard time finding fabric that is going to give me what I want to see as soon as I open the front door. When I come from that direction, this is the farthest point in the house. So when my eye hits here, I want to really like what I see. And I'm just not finding it. So I don't want a basic black and white stripe, although that is what I originally wanted for the chairs. But when I see it, I'll get it, and we're going to change these window treatments. And I also will need to change the one on the back door. So that is it for the kitchen. So you've seen the art for the back hallway, and that is where the yellow ties in from there. So that is that for the kitchen.
So, home project number two in the sequence. Actually, it was the number one thing that we really wanted to do, and we've talked about for a while. We considered wrought iron, we talked about that. We couldn't really immediately decide on what would be black. Do we leave some of it, leave the spindles white? I thought that would look crazy. We just in terms of how much of this would be black because the wood was going to remain on the steps. So ultimately, the decision was it would just all be black on the railing and the spindles. So I am so very happy that we did this ourselves and it came out great. So absolutely love this. If you've never painted before, I will tell you I've painted a lot over the years. The worst part of it is the taping. It is a necessary step, but it is the most tedious part of any project. So it took us a day or so all of the taping down because we had to go around each of the bottoms of the spindles. But it was well worth it to do so. So if you're working on a project, if you haven't done this before, be mindful. The blue tape is your friend. So we've been living with this for several weeks now, and I absolutely love the black staircase. I knew that I would. I knew that there needed to be some black, but I absolutely love it. So the outside of this door is black. The back was white, and I always felt like it needed to be black. It's now black, and I love that look, and I love what it does for the foyer. So I am quite pleased with both of these spaces now in black. So this is the other piece I want to share. I'm sure some of you have seen it in the background. But when I saw it, I had to do a double take. This is an absolutely amazing piece of art. And my first thought was, well, where would I put it? My second thought was, I have the exact space for it. If you recall at Christmas and other times that you've seen this wall, there was a mirror on this wall. It was sitting on the floor and leaned up against the wall. I wanted to get rid of that mirror. But because the wall is so big and I did not want to have pictures just scattered across the wall, I was looking for something really substantial. This is 5 feet by 4 feet. And it matched the wall perfectly as the tones in the painting are the wall color. So this is raised. You can see the texture. And these are strips of fabric. So it's like a kind of a decoupage. Probably not that, but just to give you an idea of what this looks like. And it's very intricate details, but strips of fabric. And this is on a canvas. So there's a little detail here around the neck. And that resembles feathers off to the side. That portion is not raised, but it gives the effect of feathers. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, I've told you all before that when you find something that you really, really love, don't hesitate to ask if the price can be lowered, or sometimes they will lower the price. Why someone would get rid of this, who knows? It is signed Lynn. It's a wedding dress. It would be gorgeous in a boutique, in a wedding shop, wherever. It is an absolutely phenomenal piece. So I am so very happy with this find. So when the piano cover is up and the keys are showing, it also works great with the piano. So I absolutely love what this does for this room. Next stop, we're going to change those. That's what we're doing. I made those as well. So for those of you that don't know, I do so when I need to. So I made these some time ago, but yeah, we need to make an adjustment there on the window treatment. I also made these. So when we moved in the house, we wanted some kind of treatment here on these windows. I had 3 decorators come out, and they each made sketches. We chatted, we talked about what could potentially go there, all of that. That was 20 years ago, and I have yet to hear from one of those decorators to this day. They each left, and I never heard from them again. I am not kidding you. We had sketches, they brought their pads, they did all the things that decorators do, and I was to be contacted within 48 hours to 3 or 4 days. I haven't heard from anybody, ever. So I went to a store called Williams and Sherrill. Was a decorator's paradise. They have all the fabrics. They've since closed, but they had, if it was fabric or thread or trim or whatever, it was that store. And I went in, I found this fabric. I think I got 20 yards, and I made these treatments, and my husband and I hung these treatments. That is that story. But it forced me to do what I needed to do. It took us about, I don't know, from the time they left, I guess it took another couple of months to find the color. I wanted to put a color there that would go with everything when I changed through the years. I wouldn't have to take them down. So they've been there. They have been there for years. And regardless of what I do in this space, they have worked. So they're going to stay. Now, the topper that's there in this kind of a rustic color, I've considered changing that, but it's going to be a task to get up there and just remove that. So it's going to stay there. Whatever the scheme is, for now, it's definitely going to stay. So it's been okay. We're good. So I'm using this wreath with the magnolia leaves. I've used this for a variety of creations, and I'm going to use this as the base for my front door. So it has the grapevine back. So that's where we're starting. That's her sister. I'm using greenery. This has a little bit of white in it. I'm throwing in some yellow and tulips.
Tulips are one of my favorite flowers. The calla lily is my favorite, but this is one of my favorite as well. And you saw this. We're gonna add this to the mix as well. So instead of making this a permanent wreath, I am going to use cable ties because I can't store all the wreaths I make. So I have to dismantle some, so it'll just be easier to use cable ties to undo all of this when I decide to move on from this particular design. I can use this for a future project, so I am going to spend it, make it work for this particular wreath. So far, this is what I have inverted. Took one to the top and one to the bottom, cable tied them here, and this is going to be my base for what I layer on top. So I might get some more of this for this arrangement. I told you before that this was kind of a work in progress. I still feel like I want something here in the middle, but we'll see how that looks. Same thing, I'm taking out the length. I'm just gonna bend it for what this project calls for. And we're gonna lay that on top of wreath. And this is more or less just to add some color to the front door, but I needed something pretty substantial to be visible from the street. I want to see it when I drive up. Zip ties for me fall in the category of a staple, like safety pins are for the wardrobe. I keep cable ties in different sizes on hand all the time. So this is where we are so far. Got some height, got some length, got some movement. Once I broke that apart, I can turn these any which way I want to just create the look I want and not be stuck with that bunch going in one direction. So that's how we're coming so far. This is a 10-inch width. Depending on the project, I can cut this in half. 5 inches is a bit easier to work with, but I think for this particular wreath, this is not for a client, this is for my front door. So we do what we do with that. And it's not permanent, so we're going to use the 10 inches. And to secure this, I am going to glue this right on top of a stem. And that'll be easy enough to just pop off when I am ready to change it. pretty much it.
So this is my spring and summer wreath for the front door, and this is going to be up until fall, which is when I will change again, and in my two favorite colors for spring and summer. So many of you know that I have a business outside of Angela's Fashion Mix and real estate, and I wanted to share this part of me as you have never seen this. I've talked about it. You've seen some small things in some home settings, but I wanted to share where a lot of that comes from in terms of the inventory. So this room does house my inventory. There's, of course, what you see, but there's bins of ribbons. I create custom wreaths. There's lots of flower bins. There's also my storage for my holiday here. I'm building my Nutcracker collection, and there's a closet here that also houses inventory. A little more fragile things are in there. And also, you see the deer and the Christmas trees from my at-home Christmas this past year. So things here that you're seeing up high, there are some additional things on the floor. I had an event, and I have not yet put everything back just yet. But I may at some point just dive a little deeper into what's here at another time. But this is my workroom. And that is where a lot of my creative parts of me have an outlet. So what you're seeing in these photos is all of my work. I do create custom floral arrangements as well. I create boutonnieres, floral corsages, bridal bouquets, all of that. So everything that you see here in these photos in terms of a flower is something that I created. And so this kind of came to be just helping different people at some point do different things. And so several years ago, I decided that because I loved it so much, and actually this business started because of holiday decorating. I also set up, as you saw there, dessert tables, not as a formal part of what I do, but if it's something that my client needs, I will also include that. I don't prepare the food. I don't do any of that. I don't cater. I just set up the space for the dessert bars and things of that nature. But yeah, this is also who I am. So I just wanted to share this in this way as, I guess, a part 3 of getting to know me. And there is more. So what that will be and when that'll be shared, I don't know. So for now, this is where we are. So I hope you have enjoyed the video. And I thank you always so very much for supporting me here in this channel. And for those of you that have asked me to include singing, I am going to include that here. I wasn't sure exactly how to incorporate that, not in the moment, but I will be including that here at the end of the video. I thank you all again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Until then, everyone have a fantastic rest of the week, and I will see you very soon. Just create in me a clean heart, so that I may worship you. Because of who you are, we give you honor. Because of who you are, we're here today. Yes.
because of who you are. We have gathered here to say happy birthday